Several NBA teams told ESPN they think a different kid should be picked before Cooper Flagg. Actually, this draft has so many good players that at least 5 kids in 2025 would have been picked first in 2024. Cooper has some serious competition. But why isn't anyone talking about this? Because everyone is going crazy for Cooper. Yes, he's really good. You don't get to play against NBA players when you're only 17 unless you're amazing. But people use the word generational way too much. It's supposed to mean someone special comes along only once every 15 to 20 years. You can't have too many of those. We've already had 2 recently. LeBron and Victor Wembanyama. That's it. Oh, people said Zion was generational too, but he wasn't. He was supposed to be a sure thing, right? But most people think Ja Morant should have gone first instead. And NBA teams know this stuff. 1 year before the draft, people didn't even have Zion in their top 3 picks. Actually, this early before a draft, like we are now, the experts rarely guess who goes first correctly. They got it right with Wemby, Cade, Ant, and Ben Simmons in the last 10 years. That's it. So there's a real chance Cooper Flagg doesn't go first. People have been so obsessed with him they've ignored other potential stars who could go number 1 instead. Now, before we look at these other guys, what would have to go wrong for Cooper Flagg? I mean, this kid led his high school team to win all 30 games and won a national championship. But Cooper got better when he played against Team USA before the Olympics. He said, I got on the court and I was like, wow, I'm guarding LeBron in the corner. It kind of just hit me for a second and I had to snap out of it. Which he did, by the way. But NBA teams are worried about 3 things. His ball handling, his shot creation, and how young he is. Cooper skipped his senior year to go to the NBA early to see what could go wrong. Look at 2015, it was supposed to be a really good draft, just like 2025, and 1 year early. Their top 3 players were Galil Okafor, Cliff Alexander, and Karl-Anthony Towns. Okafor was supposed to be a sure thing. He won every high school award, including National Player of the Year. His 1 season at Duke was good, but NBA teams suddenly got obsessed with someone else. Cat could shoot and play defense better, so all of a sudden, the guaranteed number 1 pick fell to number 3. Now imagine the pressure Cooper Flagg is under. He has to prove that his skills help his team win in big games. If he struggles, that opens the door for prospect number 1, Dylan Harper. He's the guy that some teams already rank ahead of Cooper Flagg. He's a 6 feet 5 inches guard with a 6 feet 10 inches wingspan, and his dad is Ron Harper. Ron was important to both Michael Jordan's and Kobe Bryant's careers. Ron was a role player on the Bulls, so when Phil Jackson went to LA, he brought Ron with him. Ron won 5 championships total. In high school, Dylan's mom was his assistant coach. She's from the Philippines and fell in love with basketball when she moved to the US when she was 7 years old. No one thought Dylan would be this good, and they hired his mom years before he became a star as a junior. Dylan crushed the recruiting games and was invited to try out for the U19 World Cup. Not only did he make the team, he started and led in assists at 17 years old. Big-time schools recruited him, including Duke, to play with Cooper Flagg. But Dylan chose Rutgers because his brother went there. But 2 hours before his big family announcement, Adrian Wojnarowski broke the news on Twitter. This made everyone so angry. Dylan's dad said, that was some BS you pulled today. Whoa. I will catch up with you one day. I promise. And I'm pretty sure Ron Harper could beat up. So this was crazy because Rutgers never gets great players. I mean, this is like All-Stars choosing to go to the Detroit Pistons. They missed March Madness from 1991 to 2021. Their last top 50 recruit was in 2008, but now they have not one but two of the top 3 players. Our other guy is Ace Bailey, who most people see as Cooper Flagg's biggest threat in the draft. Ace is a 6'9" shooting guard. They don't make those very often. People compare him to Paul George, Tracy McGrady, and Kevin Durant. Dude is what an NBA star should look like. A big player who can pass, shoot, and handle the ball like Jason Tatum. Kawhi or Luka, just look at his high school game against IMG Academy. Harvard Westlake got down 18 points with dozens of scouts there to watch Ace, but he was dealing with a sore knee and was tired after playing 5 games in 3 states over 7 days. Then he dragged the game to overtime with 23 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a steal. Right after that, ESPN called him the potential number 1 pick in the 2025 draft. But another player goes number 2 in a CBS mock draft, our first non-American, VJ. This isn't some rich X and BA players kid. VJ grew up poor in the Bahamas. He came to the U.S. to get a college scholarship and provide for his family. In fact, he's going to donate part of his college money to the high school that helped him get there. He's a crazy athletic guard who can score, set up plays, and defend. And despite being just 6'4", he led the Jordan Brand game with 10 rebounds and made the game-winning assist. So let's look at the 5 players in 2025 that would have gone number 1 in 2024, according to The Athletic. That's Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, and Nolan. And if Nolan pulls this off, it would be 3 straight years of France going number 1. He's a big guard who turned down Gonzaga, Alabama, and the NBL in Australia to play back home in France next year. But every time he plays with Americans, he's one of the best. Scouts say Nolan looks like a future top 5 guard in the NBA. And if he goes off next year in France, he could go number 1. But if any one of these guys goes ahead of Cooper Flagg, that's not a bad thing for Cooper. I mean, so much of your NBA success depends on where you get drafted. Just look at the sad case of Cade Cunningham. The 2021 draft went Cade first. Yeah. Green second. Evan Mobley third. This dude would be in a way better position if he was drafted to the Rockets or the Cavaliers. Both of those teams seem to know what they're doing. The Pistons just fired their coach and are just dysfunctional. So who are the teams that could even draft number 1 in 2025? Well, according to the betting experts, these are the worst teams. Next year, dead last is the Brooklyn Nets, who traded away Mikal Bridges but got their own pick back, which is huge. Then the Wizards, despite getting Alex Sarah number 2, and the Blazers. The bottom 3 have an equal shot at number 1, but anything can happen. So we've got the Pistons, Bulls, Jazz, and Hornets in the 20s, and an outside shot with the Raptors, Spurs, and Hawks at 30+ wins. Now, a ton of teams are going to tank because the top 3 in this draft would have all gone number 1 last year above Zachary Wright. But there's a chance it's not Cooper Flagg. I'm not saying for sure he's not going to go number 1 or that he'll be a bust or something. I'm just saying anything can happen this far out, and we should at least know who the other kids are in a stacked draft. And Cooper Flagg is going to be on the next U.S. Olympic team. An NBA reporter says that 3 players are expected to make their Olympic debut: Pawardo, Bonchito Chito, Hodo Magudin, and Cooper Flagg. But will that be enough to win gold? I mean, even the Avengers had a tough time winning in Paris. So I took a deep dive on the USA's biggest competition in 2028.